Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Scrap Squad Sunday, and today's lift is this amazing page, and I honestly don't know who it's by. I should look it up, and I will look it up, and if I can find it, I'll put it in my video description. But it's a strip of 3 photos with a frame set kind of wonky on the middle one. 3 banners, different lengths, different pattern papers. Behind it, a couple clusters, a smaller one at this corner of the wonky frame, and then a larger one here. Some die cut leaves. I'm seeing there's some mixed media splatters, a couple of little, at either end of the photo strip, there are a couple bracket type tabs. Then there are 3 torn strips of paper down here. Some of the same papers, at least one, this middle white paper is down here, but it's added in a blue one, and then it looks like there's a wood grain that matches the frame. So I just love so many of the elements here. I love the floral sprays, and I love the butterflies, but I'm not going to have any butterflies in mine because I'm using my Scrap Backwards kit, and I happen to not have any butterflies in my Scrap Backwards kit. I kind of looked around. Well, I guess I do, but they're in the wrong color scheme. They're, I forget the collection. Anyway, they weren't the right kind of butterflies. But I've got a lot of kind of tropical elements. I have die cut tropical leaves out of this Heidi Swapp Sun Chaser paper, so I've ended up with this full spectrum of leaves. The main die that I use a lot is this one by Cottage Cuts, C-U-T-Z. And the smaller tropical leaves, I believe, this one may be something different, but I believe these 3 are Rosie's Studio. I don't, this one I think came with a larger group, but I've pulled them out of the packaging and I have them all together with my, in a storage area for my dies, so I don't maintain the ownership, which is unfortunate. And I did that, I kind of took that approach back before I was doing a lot of videoing. I also have these stickers. I have these little circle-y stickers that when you put them on a page kind of look like little bits of little drops of water. Some more of those. I have some stickers from, or decorative brads, sticker brads from Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Coastal. And I have some embellishments from Wild Heart, which is where the frame came from that I'm going to use. And I have this strip of paper that I used a lot, and in case I need more of it, I have it handy. And I have this sticker book from Simple Vintage Coastal, and I've pulled a couple of the elements from it. Let me see if I can get this stuff to stand up. I've pulled a couple elements out of there, and they were very thin stickers, so I put them on paper. And these I actually cut out of the cover. See, that's missing some stuff there. So I have probably more than I'm going to use. I had pulled this title from my Scrap Backwards kit, but this is also in my Scrap Backwards kit, and I really like the Endless Summer bit. I have used some tiny alphas and written the word splash on here, but I think we're probably ready to put the page together. I'm going to put the photo strip on some foam, but it's going to be kind of a narrower strip so that I can tuck the ends of the banners underneath it. And I'm a little bit on the fence with the banners. Let's see, put that there. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I've used, the main papers that I'm using are have a, I'm gonna put that kind of in the middle, left and right, but north of center, up and down. Okay, there we go. I've used these papers, or this is the same paper, the A and B sides of that same paper, and that's my torn strips that are going to go down here. But I've also used this color pink in one of the banners. So I've cut a little strip of it that I can kind of add in to this mess down here. So let me get this mess adhered, and then we'll see what we're talking about. I tore this strip off the one end, getting the white edges on there, and when I turned the other side over, or turned it over onto the other side, of course I had the white edge on the green paper. So that worked out nicely. I'm not putting my adhesive, I'm putting the adhesive towards the bottom in case I want to tuck something in. I'm going to kind of tease that over so that the tear really shows, and I'll kind of do the same thing here. And I'm gonna kind of tease that around. And all of these papers, this was from a 6x6 pad that had lots of tropical motifs in it. I'm gonna kind of do it like that. And then now what I want to do is I'll have the pink kind of under that way, and I'm going to put I'm not going to adhere it up at the top. I'll put little foam pads underneath the points. I'm going to do that and let it kind of come down fairly low. And let's see, where's the other side of that? That's here. And I will adhere that. There we go. Now, I'm going to put this here so that only a narrow strip of the pink is showing. I don't think I have that parallel there. And this I will adhere up at the top. You all know how much I hate losing that tropical leaf, but because I have this collection in digital form, I can print one of those leaves. Okay, where's the top of that bit? I have a top of that banner. I've lost it. I'm gonna move on. That's crazy talk. Okay, and then this I want to make shorter. Where could that be? Is it under here? It's not stuck to that. This is getting to be too much of a trademark, and that is a paper that I don't have any more of, so that's not good. Okay, and then this one I'm gonna do like that, and I will put the little I tell you what I can do is I'll just cut a piece here. And now what did I do with that? I have to remember that I have this. Okay, I have two of those. Let's see. I'm gonna put this here, and I'll let it be shorter. I don't have any choice there. That isn't in keeping with the design, with the original, but you know, you do what you gotta do. And I like these papers. I started to go with this side of it, which I think is beautiful, but I need it. But I like the greens here, and that makes this stand out. That's my reason. But I ought to see if I can fit that in somehow. Since I've staggered those two, I'll stagger this one as well. I could actually make it taller, but then there's that awkward kind of thing in there. So let's just do it this way. Okay, how about if I tear this and kind of stick a little bit of it right there. I like that. It's a completely different pattern to this, but it's tropical, and so in my mind, it's compatible. Okay, so let's put this, I've put some narrow foam strips that happen to be pretty thick on the back of this. Okay, so I don't think there's any right or wrong way for this. The little notches are down here, so I'm gonna put those kind of like that. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of white edge on the photo showing, so it's going to be up to me to kind of cover that with some embellishments. So I guess let's start that. First thing I want to get are my little tabs that go on the side. I'm going to use some glue, and I debated on this whether to use the green side or the hibiscus side, and I went with the hibiscus side, and you know why. Just kind of make sure that's even there. And I made sure that I had some of the blue because I'm wanting to reflect the color of the water in the pool. This is a sequence of photos I took probably in 2009 or 2010. Most likely 2009, judging by the ages of the kids. Let me get that over there. Let's see if this is even. It's even enough, right? Okay. Now, I had this fussy cut that I thought I would tuck in under here and then do something right there. So I like that. I'm just gonna put some glue down the side that's parallel to the edge. This was cut from one of the cut apart cards. And I like that it was on a pink background because that adds in still yet a different pink. So we're kind of mixing up the pinks. I've got this that says "Living the Dream," and I had thought I could use that up there, but I'm not. I'll save that for something else. I wanted to introduce just a blue, and for a minute I thought about cutting this straight and letting these be the little things on the side, but they really don't go with anything there other than the pool water. So I'm going to put that off to the side. I'm not going to use that summer, so let's build the clusters. And I'm gonna start with these flowers that I cut from the packaging. And I'm gonna take some of these leaves and just kind of let me get some glue, and then I can figure out how to put that in there. And I'm going to kind of fold it in half to give it some dimension. And I have this one to go down here, I think. And I'm gonna do this flower here, but I want these plumeria to maybe go up on the side, hiding this white area. And I'm just going to glue those down on the frame, and that doesn't cover too much on this photo other than the rock surround of the spa. Or I guess Katie's standing on the spa. That would be the rock surround for the slide. Okay, so we've got that there. I might just put this on a small foam square and let it sit way up, and then start building the leaf clusters. I kind of wish I had cut the leaf clusters out of white now that I think about it, but it kind of brings in, these are my problem with the Sun Chaser collection, is that the colors, there are lots of colors, and I like that part, but they're dull. They're dull. It's hard to explain. The colors are dull. That could go maybe right there. So all the Sun Chaser that I have came from the Vicki Boutin class. Where we used Sun Chaser and Maggie Holmes, I forget the name of it. And we mixed it with Sweet Rush. And of course I love Sweet Rush. I'm gonna do a brighter green leaf. And I had a scrap of that paper that's got the hibiscus on one side and the green on the other. So I just grabbed a die that would, or a couple dies that would fit on the size scrap I had, and I just made these leaves, figuring that I could brighten up some of those dull greens with these brighter greens. And you know, I said I wish I had done some in white. I could use the reverse side. Oh, let me do that. I'm gonna do that. I'll put the glue on the green side. And I'm gonna just kind of slide that in there. Okay, love that. And then I've got this, which could kind of go down on here, but I'm gonna put it on a high, thick foam padding. Do that, and I'm going to use this one in white. Kind of right in here, and let it kind of trail out over this lily there, and then I'm gonna kind of lift it up, and then I will use this, which should show up nicely there. Let me press that down and let it lift up. And I kind of like the greens in this, so I'm going to go ahead and slide that in there. And I'll set it up on the photo level, which lifts it up a bit. And I've got this one. I could use that. That would be some nice contrast there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh, I've got a couple more. I think I like that better. Can I slide it in there? I can. And that presses it down. And then I have this. I'm gonna still keep building down here. And then I'm going to use this on the white side. Okay, oops, I still have this one, which I have some small embellishments here, including, I thought I'd put the parrot up here. I like that. And I'll kind of slide it down there. I have a couple pairs of sunglasses that might be cute. Sticking out of here. And then I might do this tropical leaf behind the sunglasses. So this one I'm just going to put a little glue on and let the one side of it stick there, and then let this one kind of lift up. And then this one, I'll do that same way, but I'm going to use a foam dot. Easier said than done. I'm going to use a dot behind each lens. Not sure what I'm going to do there, but I'm going to do something. There, and then this, I think I might want these closer together so that this can be part of a cluster with the two of them. But I'm not liking how that works. I'm not liking that. Let's move this back over here. And then I'm gonna maybe tuck that in like that, where it's barely showing. Like that. I have this that says collect memories, and I kind of like the idea of tucking it down so that you can't see where that seaweed has been cut. And that kind of hides this cut edge of the of this leaf cluster. So I need to turn that so that this is parallel. I've got this leaf which doesn't really fit anything. It's not from any of these collections. Looking at it, I think it's a Chamel, maybe box of crayons. So I'm just going to kind of hide it back in there and layer that over it just to use it. And I've got this little seashell that I'm also going to have kind of peeking out from somewhere and barely showing there. And I have 3 fish. And I'm going to put foam behind the 3 of them. And I'm not going to put them on until I've done the splatters and the little dots. And, well, I may do the little dots after these. I have another leaf here, and I hate not to use all of them. It can kind of look a little like coral, maybe, down here. Just let it kind of go off to the side. Okay, the little coral-y fish, I'm going to put kind of right there. The little yellow one, I'm going to kind of tuck them around the cluster, the photo cluster. I'll do this one right there, and then this little blue one I might put right there by the sunglasses and so forth. Okay, so now I'm going to do, I actually really like this. I'm going to fold this to make a mask, and then I'm going to use these lime green, let me fold this a different way. That's going to be, it's square, so it's going to be the same. I'm going to use this because that will really shield my photos. And then it doesn't matter, I can still use the foam even if it has splatters on it. And these splatters are meant to be very subtle. They're a lime green, and it's, let's see, what is it called? Lime. It's Dina Wakley's gloss spray. And I've got a big blotch right there, and I'm going to do some other big blotches just to make that one look like it wasn't accidental, which of course it was. And it's kind of, now in the original she had her clusters, or her splatters kind of clustered around the photo, and I love that technique, but I kind of wanted splatters all over the background so that it looked like bubbles in a pool. That was just my thought there. So let me see if there are any other embellishments. I have in here, this is my batch of Wild Heart things, which is where this paper and that parrot and this, a lot of these things came from. But I had thought maybe I could use this vellum bird, but I prefer this guy over here. So I think I'll save these for something else. I had thought I might use some of these leaf stickers kind of on the paper behind some of the dimensional ones. And so I can see an area right here that I might want to try that. And it's not gonna hurt enough. And it would have been good to do this before I did the splatters. So yes, I know that. And I'm gonna cut the little tail off because that's always hard to tuck. That's kind of cute. And how about one right in there? I've got this cluster. Let's see, I think I had 2 sheets pulled. Oh, I also have this circular thing that says Stay Wild, which might be nice right there. Let me turn it back over and see if I like that. And it applies to kids who are out having fun in the pool, right? I like that a lot. So I'm gonna put a couple little foam bits to hold it up as I tuck it in. And then you can't really see what you can't see the tops of the, okay. And now that's created a place for a tropical leaf right back there. So let's turn it back upside down and let's find a tropical leaf. I had 2 of these pulled out and I'm not seeing them. There's also something else I wanted to use. I'm going to go ahead and use this one that bends a lot. Oh, I don't want it to stick there. Okay. And that makes it look like I need another one. I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna cut part of it off. The material that these are made out of is kind of a washi tape type material. Not exactly as thick as vellum. That works. And I have this strip. This is from Simple Vintage Coastal. It's the brads, and in the brads there is this chipboard piece that says Paradise. And I think it would look nice right below the photos here. Maybe right there, and I push the little fish over it. Okay, I need it straight. I'll pull that little bit of glue off. Okay, there. That seems to be good. Okay, let's put that away. And I don't think there's anything else in here other than the title. And I kind of thought the title would go right there, because it kind of at the opposite corner of the Stay Wild bit. And this is, of course, Bramble Fox. And I cannot tell you how much I love that font and the style of that title. It's dynamic. It's not just words that are sitting there. Okay, now I'm going to pull these out and use a few. Here's the other thing that I was looking for. I knew that I had this one. I'm going to sneak that in there and let it curl up. And I'm going to see if I can squeeze this one in. If I can peel it up. Just kind of getting a lot of greenery all around this Stay Wild, kind of layering it, if you will. I'm going to pull this one off because I probably want that one to show. And I'm going to kind of stick it right there. Let's see. We lift this guy up. I have to remember there's foam under there. So I'm going to cut a fair amount of that off just to get the proportions right. And I'm going to slant it over like so. And I've got this bit right here that I need to cut off. I should have done a better job of cutting that off, and I can tend to that in a second after I get this guy tucked back in under here. Okay. So that's a lot of tropical on there, guys. And I love it. Okay, so these little things have they are by starform.com. They're made in Holland. I picked them up at a local scrapbook store, and I don't use them often enough because I don't have them stored. Have them stored with my bling, and I don't use bling too much, but there was a prompt for, actually filming this on Friday, for today's Mixed Media Mayhem, and one of the prompts was bling, so I pulled all my bling out and found this and thought, okay, next seashore or swimming pool page, I'll use some of these as bubbles. They have a gold ring around the outside. I don't know if you can see that. Is that in your view? And then there's like a little clear but holographic almost filling in between. So it just really reflects light beautifully, differently from sequins, but it gives you a nice sparkle. And it's very subtle because the background kind of shows through. I'm going to do several by the little fish. And my friend Johnny taught me that. He did this with enamel dots to make it look like bubbles coming out of the fish's mouths. And I'm going to do one here. And then I'm going to do a little one my alarm is telling me, is reminding me to take my morning meds if I haven't already. And I happen to have done that, so yay. And I was smart enough to put that alarm on my phone, on my watch, not on my phone, because if I'd put it on my phone, it would have interrupted this video. Let me do another one right here. Oh, come now. It's not wanting to stick to that paper, and it won't let my tweezers let go of it. It would prefer to stick to my tweezers. And a small one right here. Okay. And then I may sprinkle some more, but you don't have to stick around and watch all of that. I will add some journaling about the date and the location. It's our backyard pool in Jackson. And I didn't cover that right there. And I don't necessarily have anything, I don't think. Let me see if I have any kind of, I have this tropical leaf or these plumerias. The plumerias would be nice, right? And again, very thin stickers. But if I stick it on the frame, okay, doesn't completely cover that up, so that's not where I want to stick it. I'm going to do it more like that. Okay, so that's covered, and we added some more of that pretty pink. And because I love pineapples, I've just got this really cute little pineapple that I need to put somewhere. Where would I want a pineapple? Maybe, how about it's not standing up enough. There we go. I sneaked in a pineapple. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Sunday for Scrap Squad Sunday. Bye.